Jay Cameron.
You know what I'm saying? Can't be a fool for them. You know what I'm saying? Can't be a fool for them.
Jay Cameron.
You know what I'm saying? Can't be a fool for them. You know what I'm saying? Can't be a fool for them.
Jay Cameron.
You I'm saying? Can't real fool for them.
J. Cameron.
What's up, bro?
We back.
Once again,
Who are we, man?
Singleton.
I'm Brown.
We what?
We live.
Let's get it.
So, man, today, like always, subscribe, like, follow,
And have your followers follow. Go ahead.
haters, follow.
Oh, I like them.
Yeah,
Motivation.
let haters do their job. So today we want to talk about what scripture?
Oh, we're going to do another proverb today.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
What we got here? Okay. Today we come from Romans 12 and 2. Okay. It's from the ESV version of the Bible. Don't ask me what that is because I don't know, but I'm just telling you where it's from. All right. It says, do not conform to the world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind, that by testing you may discern what is the will of God, what is good and acceptable and perfect. What you gonna do with that?
Wow. We got to renew our mind, man. In this world today, so many things going on, and people are conforming, doing what everybody else doing. We can't keep doing that. If you're doing what everybody else doing, I think that's a problem.
You're doing something wrong.
It's easy to be average.
You know, average is like C, right? And the difference between a C and an A, you fail one time, you failed. So if I'm above average at A, man, I can mess up twice.
Ooh, that again, boy, that's pretty good.
If I'm above average, I got more recovery, I can mess up twice. But if I'm C average, one slip up, we're done.
That's why I like this guy, man. Wisdom, knowledge, understanding, family over everything,
Over everything.
over everything. So today is current event, man. It's dear to my heart.
Uh-oh.
I'm an educator.
Okay.
You're an educator too. You educated me. So
I wasn't trying, but go ahead.
so today's current event is
You bit my arm.
really true.
Yeah. You kept showing up, bro.
Hey man, hey, I'm trying to learn something, man. I was trying to get out the hole, man.
Okay.
That
You
was
know
a
what?
student do.
Hold on. You know what? Now that I think about it,
Yeah.
you was stealing.
I don't steal no more.
You was stealing knowledge that I wasn't really trying to give out. You was stealing.
Hey, you ain't read the Bible with the lady? It was time, and she was at the foot of Jesus.
Oh, see.
You want to go there?
No.
And you heard what she told him?
Go ahead.
Master, I know it ain't my time yet, but at least the dog eat the crumbs from the master's table.
Ooh.
And from that point, the lady has been talked about throughout history. And the Gentiles was grafted in because of that. So that tells you how powerful. Keep coming back. Keep knocking.
Keep coming back. Okay. Now that you put it like that,
Yes.
I must apologize.
I appreciate it.
I should have.
Apology accepted.
I should have scraped more off the table. I didn't know, man. I didn't know.
That was funny. That was
Oh,
funny.
just go ahead.
He's a comedian. I think he's a comedian. He missed his calling, but he getting it all out now. So yeah,
man, they running up on stage with comedians now.
yeah, they ain't gonna run up on you. I ain't worried about that.
Yeah,
you handle yourself.
And
What you giving out? Tell everybody what you
I'm
giving
giving
out.
out headaches and I'm giving out naps. Choose one. Choose wisely. The one you gonna go to sleep. One you gonna want to go to sleep.
Oh Lord, yeah, don't run up on stage with him. I'm telling you.
Stay,
You have a better
man.
chance with me. At least I'll try to talk you down.
Wait.
He's not.
Don't even run up to my car. What do you mean stage? I got water in my car. Don't come up to my car though. No, go ahead.
You funny, man. So today's current event is teacher shortage. We got a teacher shortage. They're giving out sign-on bonuses. Teachers are leaving the profession, taking on other careers, and it's leaving our kids at a disadvantage because the good teachers are retiring, and some of the average teachers are tired and wore out.
You think it's a teacher shortage or is it a shortage of the desire to teach?
Both.
Both?
Both. I think a lot of people got in education for the summer vacation.
Oh, you know what? Somebody asked me that also. I was like, Kevin Brown ain't doing nothing for the whole summer.
Yeah.
That's a good job, bro.
That's pretty good. You know what I'm saying? You work hard, you educate kids, and then you get to enjoy your summer with your family. I ain't get in it for the vacation, I promise you. I got in it because I wanted to teach myself.
See, I was about to ask you that question. I was about to say, what is your why when it comes
that
to
was
teaching?
why. Because I didn't have me to educate me. So I was a gifted, challenging child. So I needed a gifted, challenging teacher to teach me. So when I go and look at these kids that's challenging, we do have a principal on set. But when I go in these schools and...
We do? What's her name? What's her name?
Principal Janice Boger. My favorite principal. But anyway, I go in these schools...
And she connected to what college?
The Spelman College.
The?
That's what she told me.
Ooh. Yes. And what's her sorority?
Delta.
Exactly. No A, no K. I'm just saying what I'm saying.
Okay.
And she married.
She married.
How many AKAs you know single?
I ain't gonna do that. That's on you.
Don't be scared. I'm just saying. I'm looking to the camera. How many AKAs, percentage-wise, are single? I'm going to throw a number out there. 60, 65%?
No.
They say only like 1 in 4 black women get married, right? If you're AKA, you might be 1 in, I don't know, you may be half of 1 in 4. I don't know. What is it? I haven't looked at the percentage.
2 and 4?
No. If you're AKA,
oh my God,
you're not twice as likely to be married to a non-AKA. I'm telling you. You got your own this, you did your own that. How'd that work out for you? All right, let's go back. I digress.
Back to our teacher shortage.
All right, wait.
Oh my God.
We should put a program together.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, or put something together where we're pushing AKAs to be teachers.
We got AKA teachers, man.
That's why they all single. I'm just saying what I'm saying. And my
That
daughter,
is not the reason why the teacher shortage, man.
my daughter is at Spelman right now, and I pray she doesn't become an AKA. She can do what she want to do, but please. Okay, go ahead.
You'll be ashamed of yourself.
Shame.
Like I was saying.
Man, I ain't got no shame.
Like I was saying. Teacher
Man.
shortage.
Hey, what about the truth? It what?
It don't lie.
Exactly. I ain't got no shame.
So what you think it is, man? Why we got a
Why
teacher
we shortage of teachers? Teachers haven't been valued where they should be.
Okay.
Okay? And we can say there's no money in teaching, but we send our children to teachers to teach them. Okay? There's a great value in teachers. My greatest memories in school have been because of teachers, not because I played football, not because I played baseball. It's like, I'm in the Facebook group chat for my high school, my junior high school, and my science teacher, Mr. Reinhardt, is in that group chat. I remember him from the 7th grade.
Wow.
But he's in our group chat. You know, he's on our Facebook page for Carver Junior High. Shout out to Carver Junior High School in Orlando, Florida. Yeah.
He must have been a cool guy.
He was cool. He let me take, for the Christmas break, I took the chinchilla home for the break. You know, when you see people walk around with chinchilla coats,
Yeah.
I had chinchillas at the house. I took home from school because Mr. Reinhardt.
Wow.
Yeah.
You see what kind of that's impactful.
Yeah.
You remember that one? Out of all the teachers you could have named,
Mr. Reinhardt.
Mr.
Yeah.
Reinhardt. See how powerful it is?
Yeah. So it's like teachers is like, if teachers were valued more, we'd have more teachers.
What you mean value? What you mean by that?
Their worth and their value. If we value teachers more, it'd be a more prestigious job or position to hold. but they're not valued where they should be valued. Like we don't pay cops much, but we pay teachers less.
Wow.
You can get extra degrees and bump it up a little bit, but they're not valued.
So you think that's the problem?
That's one of the problems.
It's a lot of problems.
But the truth is, who's more valuable than the teacher? Parents.
Okay. That's the first teacher. That's where I was going with this.
Exactly.
That teacher, a lot of those teachers didn't show up. So then we the secondary teachers, and we got to take on the slack of the first teacher. We behind. And then we get devalued and belittled because we didn't get the kid up to par, and they behind 5 years when they get to us. So
the first teachers didn't lay the foundation down correctly.
the first teachers, in most cases, didn't show up to teach.
They was at work.
Like I said,
Okay.
family first.
I'm not making excuses. I'm just,
Yeah, family first. I believe in family first. Even myself, you know what I'm saying? My mom was always there by choice. But she didn't teach me my ABCs and 1, 2, 3s. How about that?
I had a dad that, he was a pastor.
Mm-hmm.
Every Wednesday he had this thing. This back, we used to get a newspaper back in the day, right?
Yeah. We ain't getting no newspaper.
He set the newspaper down. He said, I got 1 hour. We're doing current events. Where we'd have to scour through the paper, come through a story, come back to him in an hour, and we have to give him the current events. It's like he instilled in us to be critical thinkers. He instilled in us to get understanding. And it's like I had a greater fear of my father and letting him down than I had of any teacher, any principal, any police officer. No matter what, I had to answer to him.
That's a good teacher.
Yeah.
You see how serious that is?
I had to answer to him. Even now, my sons, they fear me more than the police. So they never been to jail.
You know what's serious about what you're saying?
What's that?
The kids that I deal with over the last 15 years, they despise their parents. I despise mine when I was a kid.
And in the word, it say to honor your mother and your father, and your days should be long.
I got tired of saying mama struggle. I didn't know who daddy was, so I was angry. So this is the thing we got to deal with, this new age. They despise their parents, man. So you don't want to, your first teacher, they let you down. They didn't show up. They don't tell you they love you. They don't tuck you in. They don't provide for you. All these things, that's a lot, man.
That's deep.
These kids have to deal with that. And then you come to school and to this stranger that's supposed to care.
It's like everybody got to understand the why. It's like we're dealing with a generation that is the product from crack era.
Mm-hmm.
We had parents that were either selling crack, parents that were on crack, on drugs, and you had parents that they was not a good parent to be there for their kid. So therefore, another family member took over. But then we have kids that grew to resent the parent. But if they really analyzed and looked at it, they may have said, maybe you was the one to get me where I am. I'm successful now. But if you had been there from day one all the way through, I would not have made it. But they still hold a resentment and won't let the parent double back to be a parent, won't let the parent double back to be a grandparent. But we dealing with the residue of the crack era. People look at it like, okay, crack cocaine came into the black community, but they don't look at it as the effect that it really had on the family, on the separation in the family.
Yes.
And it's like, what I don't like when I see kids that, like you say, resent the parent.
Yeah.
I'm like, if you looked at the other side of the spectrum, you had total understanding of the spectrum and you understood it, you wouldn't feel that way. But that's the problem with a lot of our kids. They don't know the history. They see the situation, but they don't know the history behind it. How did it get there? How did we get there as a people? No one breaks it down, so no one shows. Because they understood. You can watch New Jack City, but you don't relate it to your life. You don't relate it to your family. You don't relate it to this is how we got what we are.
They don't share it, man. That's another thing. Like, I share a thing with my kids. You share with yours. That's another thing. We don't share the knowledge. We don't give them no history. They go get the history out of the streets. I'm just saying, they go get it. They go get schooled by
here we
other
go.
teachers.
See, we deal with a generation that listen to the rappers. The rappers,
That's teachers. No, that's teachers. Skip the rappers. It's teachers.
The rappers listen to the streets. The problem
That's
is
cool.
the streets don't know the history. And so we're listening to people who don't know the history, so we're doomed to repeat it. They keep switching it up and changing it up and changing the look, but you don't even understand what you're looking at. They're showing you the blueprint. They just keep remixing it on you.
That's the new school, though, man. Look at the school. That's the school. The streets is the school. The teachers are the rappers and the gangsters.
I ain't gonna start rapping to get the knowledge out, but we need to
Do better.
we need to break that chain.
So, yeah, you know, that and people going to school and they ain't go to school to get cussed out, jumped on, belittled, and devalued
Oh, you
from
forget,
somebody else's child?
and you forget marginalized, but go ahead.
From somebody else's child.
Yeah.
Nah. They changing careers. So, yeah, we stayed on that topic a little longer than I wanted, but it's very important because this is our future. We teaching our future.
You know what I told my nephew?
What?
I said, man, if y'all don't hurry up and get it, we're gonna have to give it to your kids. We have to scratch y'all off because y'all not getting it quick enough. So we have to go to your kids because they're coming behind you. If y'all missing it, we have to make sure they have it.
That's how serious it is, man. The time is not waiting on nobody, and like you're saying, we might have to skip. Cause I told in my small town they killing people. The young 15, 16-year-old killing people.
See, you just said something. You know how they say things skip a generation,
Mm-hmm.
and they talk about generational curses.
Yes.
I hate to believe that we have to take the knowledge and skip a generation.
God did it.
Okay.
You want me to
Now you
expound
have
on it? You know where I'm going, huh?
Go ahead, go get it.
God did it. When the spies came back and they didn't believe, sent 12 out, only 2 came back with a good report that we can take the land. He said, you know what? The other 10, all these generations going to die out before we go into the promised land. I said, God, 40 years had to go
40
by.
years. 40 years.
Just because you ain't believe? And they play with him today. Like I said, teacher shortage. We got to do better. I hope teachers come back to teach our kids. Things going to change. Education going to be rehauled. That's another topic. My principal will be on to talk about this topic, Ms. Janice Boger. She'll give us more insight because she did it for years.
What's her name again?
Ms. Janice Boger.
And what's her book coming in the future?
It's coming out soon. I'll let her talk about her book, but it's coming soon.
Coming out soon?
Yes.
Can we get her? Can we get her on here?
Oh yeah, I know her personally. She'll be on.
I mean, no, I ain't talking about next week. I'm talking about like 90 seconds.
We can, but I ain't gonna put her on the spot right now. I'm gonna let her.
She ain't on the spot. we talking.
I'm gonna let her have her own. She need her own whole show.
We give her an hour.
She get what she
half
want.
an hour.
Yeah. We gonna bring out. Yeah, we gonna bring out right education.
She can come through, flash through. Hey, I'm Janice Boger, principal, yada 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 yada.
Oh, one more wisdom. So
No. Hello, let's stay with Miss Boger for a minute.
Oh,
she over
Lord.
there smiling. Yes.
I think y'all about to get a treat, y'all. He done got her to come out. Wow.
Booyah. Booyah.
Oh, now, so hey, this is going on. So we gonna switch gears then.
Yes.
Since we got the lady herself, Ms.
Do we have
Boger,
sound on mic number 3?
We're gonna put a little sound on it.
Okay.
Oh, we got sound. Wow.
Yes.
Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Introduce
Let everybody
yourself.
know who you are, where you from.
Hey, wait, can I say something with your beat?
Go ahead.
You killing them shades. They ain't even shades. I mean, Sally Jesse right now is mad.
Okay. All right.
Mad. Go ahead.
Hi there. I'm Janice Boger, and
There you go.
I am here to share with these gentlemen whatever they want me to share.
Wow.
We talk about teacher shortage right now.
Yeah.
There's definitely a shortage, and there are a combination of reasons. One, they don't get paid enough for what they have to do now.
Undervalued.
And it's not just number of kids in the class, but all of the stipulations of what they have to do, the disrespect, I believe, that's given to them by not just parents, students, but administrations in some situations. We have to understand, and COVID brought this to light for me, they were going through pains just like everybody else. The kids, the parents, they were losing loved ones. They were having to deal with children who were being locked in, couldn't leave the house, and it was as if they had to be above all of that and still do their job serving those children. I think it was unkind and ungodly the way that they were not given an opportunity to express themselves and be who they had to be because of the situations they were put in. We have some inhumane administrators sometimes who don't look at teachers as humans. And it's a awful thing if the people at the top aren't looking at their situations and their struggles, then you know the people in the schools, the parents and the kids don't relate to them that way either. But I think if we decide that we want to go back to teaching children and not having administrative jobs, because in my role, I taught classes because I thought the kids need to know that everybody is responsible for their education.
Question.
Yes, sir.
School administrators.
Mm-hmm.
Are they elected officials?
Well, not really. The ones that I'm about aren't.
All right.
They are appointed.
Appointed. Are they
And,
appointed by an elected official?
They're approved by elected officials, the school board, but they apply and are appointed by other administrators. Some people get their jobs because their parents went to a school board meeting and decided that my child needs to be an administrator. And because she had friends on the board, that person got a job.
That simple?
That's simple.
So what you're saying is I could have taught.
Well, I'm talking about the administration.
Oh.
Okay, but now a teacher, you have to be certified.
Certified. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So I could have been in the position where I'm over a teacher
Right.
without no formal training just because of who my mama
No,
was.
they went up through the ranks and but they got the position that they got because of who their mother was. Not because they had a solid school, achieving school, because of who their mother was.
Now, is that like, what's the word I'm looking for? What's the word? Man, my mind is blank. Okay, is that like a black thing or white thing, or that just what it is no matter who you are?
I think it's what it is, no matter who you are.
Okay.
But we've learned that from those other people.
Could we start about changing our elected officials and elect the correct one that has a curriculum or that has a mindset that we need to teach our children? Because if we elect the right individual and then it trickles down from there, they can put the correct individuals in place. But we always talk about electing the presidents and electing our governors, but the real important ones that we need to elect, local, and because they have a touch on us before anything.
Right.
And so if we have to put a plan together to elect the right official with the right plan to go ahead and just let it disseminate down through the ranks to people he brings in for our agenda.
Well, and that still has to encompass the community. And see, we want to...
We voters, community voters.
Yeah, communities of voters, but then we tend to vote and not see what's going on.
With his vote.
You have to hold the elected officials accountable. Stay in the community and make sure that the people that you elected are doing what you elected them to do. And that's where we fall short. Most of the time, our elections are popularity contests.
Mm-hmm.
We don't look at credentials. We don't look at history. We don't look at where these people came from and what they did. Oh, I like that person because they're nice. Oh, well, what are they doing for society?
You know who lost because of that? Hillary thought she was just gonna win.
Oh.
Oh Lord.
Well, and we didn't come out to vote though. So many of us stayed at home.
Yeah.
And had we who were able to vote, I think she got the popular vote. But once
Yeah.
again, we allow our system that we should control because we the people allow that to happen. They've been yelling about elections being stolen, but it was stolen when Hillary was running.
But it's a matter of understanding how the system works
Yes,
and then working the system.
correct.
Like say she won the popular vote, but the electoral vote, if we understood the system, we should have pushed our votes the right way in the right states for her.
That is true. But what we need to do more than that, because the history of that electoral college was because we had a system of communication that was so slow. People around the country during that time could not communicate as fast as we can. They could not get the information to each other like we need to do now. And so they had to have the electoral college because that was learned men who were part of the electoral college. But now in 2022, the populace can be the intelligent electorate. But we have to change our constitution so that we can do away with that electoral college, because the people can vote for who they need to vote for now, and it shows. But once again, whatever suits their fancy, that's what tends to happen now when those people are in office.
You know what I get out of that?
What's that?
As a people, we need to learn how to vote with purpose.
That's
Yes.
it. That's it.
Vote with purpose.
I taught political science for or civics in high school for over 20 years, and that's what I try to tell those young people. You need to make sure that you count because your vote counts.
Yeah.
I have a question.
Yes, sir.
Since you said that, can you tell the viewers what gives you the right to speak on this topic, your experience, your background? Can you speak on that?
I started teaching in August of 1977. I taught for 12 and a half years, and then I went on hiatus for 8. I came back in 1997. I left in November of 89, came back in November of 97. And from there, I continued teaching, and in 2008, I became an assistant principal, and I was in that position until 2016. I became a principal of a high school.
Were you ever Teacher of the Year?
Oh, yes, I was. In
No-brainer.
2008, I was Teacher of the Year. I was voted Teacher of the Year the last year that I was in the classroom.
Then after being assistant principal, what happened?
I became principal of a high school, and thank God I listened to him. He told me when I stepped in that position, you're going to do this for 5 years. And I know not to argue or differ from what he wants me to do. And that 5 years, I think, was good to some extent. I know I did good for the kids. Could have done better had I not had handcuffs on me.
So what would you say, looking at camera, what would you say to an aspiring teacher or a person wanting to get into education? What would you say to that person?
Make sure it's your calling. Make sure that you are meant to do that, because you can do more harm than good to these children. And it's all about the children. And make sure that's your purpose. We have a lot of teachers now who think of themselves first and the children way down the line. But that should be your number one goal to the kids that come before you. Because Word of God says if you don't do what you're supposed to do, that you are in charge of, woe unto you. And I've seen a lot of woes.
Whoa.
And it's coming to bear. It's coming to bear. And I thank God that I was able to do as much as I was able to do because of him for those young people. And I know that my life was made richer because of that. as well as I have a few witnesses who can say I made a difference in their life.
Amen. Can you, before we go, can you give the viewer, a teacher, 3 tips that made you, or 3 techniques that made you teacher of the year, or make you an effective teacher?
Oh,
You bring pressure, man.
yeah.
Oh, no, she did it.
Well, one thing I know, I was called to teach. I tried to get away from it, and I was brought back to it. So I was called to teach. Make sure that's your calling, and make sure that you understand your calling is not for you; it's for those children that you come in contact with. Not only did I relationship with these young people, but with their families, brothers and sisters, and their parents, their grandparents. It was about the community with me. And everybody can't do that. So if you don't have that passion, compassion in your heart, then you don't want to get into that. But we have a great need, and we need to try to make sure we can get the right people in front of those young people so that we can uplift them and be the peculiar people that he's called us to be.
Be the salt of the earth.
Yes. Yes.
So, any more questions? I can ask questions to this lady all day, but I'm not going to do that. But
Can I say something?
go ahead.
Listen to what you just said. It's almost like a teacher is called into the ministry.
That's
Yes.
it.
Yeah.
That's
yeah,
it.
Yeah.
I believe everything you do, you're called to do it. I have a mechanic. He's called to be a mechanic because
like
he
that.
knows the ins and outs of those engines,
Yes.
and he works with passion on doing that.
Yes.
If you're not passionate about what you're doing, that's just a job.
Yeah.
Ooh. Say that again. One more time.
If you're
Rewind.
not passionate about what you're doing, it's just a job.
And a job is work. That's not an entrepreneur, but go ahead.
Yeah, I understand it to be just over broke.
Ooh. There she go.
They tell me a job is going to pay you enough money where you have to come back next week.
True.
Wow.
They're not going to pay you enough money. Well, I'm going to take a month off. No, you're not going to pay it.
The truth ain't gonna lie, y'all. The truth don't lie. These 2 people, life changers, and I hang with these type of people. So, educators and thought leaders and wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, family over everything.
Over everything.
And I promise you, we got more to come. Stay tuned. This young lady will be back at a later date to talk about some more
Yes.
exciting ventures that she's a part of. And make sure you subscribe, like all our platforms,
Follow.
Signature Brown Live, follow, hit the little bell to get your notifications.
And tell your mom and them.
Tell your mom and them. And this young lady's information will be below to let you know who she are and to follow her. A book coming soon. So who are we, man?
Singleton.
I'm Brown.
And we what?
We live.
No, we out.
You know what I'm saying? Can't real fool for them.